Hey guys, welcome into another testing video. Currently drawing about 215 watts or so, 212, quite variable, with two 6700 XTs on the bench, currently mining Ravencoin. It does fluctuate quite a bit, and I'll talk about that once we're in the software side of things. So I'll jump into the software and show you what we're getting in terms of mega hash at the moment. Alright guys, we're over in the software side of things now. So there was a little bit of funniness. If you look in here, the hash rate fluctuates quite a bit, so between 45 all the way up to 52, no, maybe just 50. So what I did is I just took an average of all the hash rates. So I just every 10 minutes or so I just open it up, take a note of the hash rate, and then check the wattage at the wall at the same time, and then this one just averages the hash rate, this one averages the wattage, and then this one determines the wattage per GPU. So the total system minus 17 watts, which is the system idle, like the motherboard and all that, and then divide it by 2 because there's 2 GPUs on there. So that's the watts per GPU, and then the efficiency is the average megahash divided by the watts per GPU. So 0.25224 on Ravencoin. So if we jump into my comparison document here, that makes the 6700 XT extremely efficient, and in fact currently the most efficient that I've tested on Ravencoin / Vero. I'm still yet to redo the testing on the 6800 since R mode, so this could still be beaten when I change some stuff up, and I also haven't tested the 6600 since that same update. There was like a smooth power thing that was added into the update as well, which did reduce wattage on Ethereum, so I don't know if it'll reduce wattage on Ravencoin as well, but yeah, we'll see what effect that has. So potentially all these numbers could be slightly off anyway, but this is most up to date for 6700 XT. So looking at the overclock settings, this is about what I landed on. The 1072, 1073, I believe is just arbitrary. I was just changing it back and forth, I was getting some crashing at some point, so I was trying various things to stop the crashing. In the end, it ended up being the SoC VDDmax. So between Ethereum and Ravencoin, you need to increase the SoC VDDmax on the 6700 XTs. Might have been able to get it even a little bit lower, but I erred on the side of stability. So this has been up for 2 hours and 14 minutes now, so it's fairly stable. It's 24 mega hash at the moment, but as we were saying before, it does vary down to about 22.85 at the lowest and 25.3 at the highest, and the power consumption 203 to 213, so about a 10 range on that. So if anyone is wanting to copy these settings, keep in mind that these are only for the Sapphire models, and these are all the settings that I used, so I mean those are the same. I don't like that Hive does that. They're like, anytime you open one of these individual settings, it just duplicates the settings for all of them. So even if they're the same number like these, it just shows it twice. Kind of annoying, but pretty much these are pretty much exactly the same. The only number that's different is that one, and that doesn't need to be different. I just left it different during the testing process. So yeah, about 78 to 79 watts in the software, which obviously translates to a bit more at the wall. But yeah, great efficiency, super efficient, and not too bad hash rate either. Like the 6600s are very efficient, but they're quite low hash rate on Ravencoin. So to have something that's a bit higher hash rate and also very efficient is great. Something to compare this to, so 50.5 mega hash at the moment, but oh sorry, not at the moment, 49.23 megahash at the moment, but yeah, around 50 megahash we're doing with these two GPUs. Is the same as a CMP 170HX can do for 200 watts. So this is, having two of these is the same efficiency as one CMP 170HX, but two of these costs a fraction of what a CMP 170HX costs. And also these are actually purchasable, not just some fairy tale of some people buying in a faraway land, because those things are unattainable. I've never seen one for sale for less than like $5,000 and in a faraway country. Yeah, but the fact that like this is comparable on hash rate is like, it's pretty cool. And then once you consider the fact that the CMP 170HX doesn't have any cooling, it does not have a built-in fan, so add another like 50 watts to that and you find that these cards are actually way more efficient on Ravencoin and Ferro than the CMP 170HX. So that's pretty interesting for me, at least, because looking at this chart here, we're going to see, after ETH goes proof of stake, we're going to see obviously the hash rate spread across all the other algorithms. There's going to be a lot that goes to ETC because it can. There's a lot of ASICs and stuff that some of them can still mine ETC, others are going to go spread out amongst other ETH hash algorithms. Just noticed what is going on with this ETC ETH hash. I don't know, that's a mess. But yeah, there's going to be a lot spread between those. The ones that have to go to ETC or ETH hash algorithms. Next, like the most common GPUs are going to be NVIDIA cards. Looking at Raven and Ferro, all the most efficient GPUs are 6000 series AMD cards, which are by far less popular for mining and gaming, just across the board less popular. So there's less of these out there. So you're going to be competing with less efficient cards essentially. So having these cards gives you like a step up. You have an advantage over everyone else, assuming you have a power cost to cover it. Like, because yeah, I mean, I'm on like 0.15 USD per kilowatt hour. So if someone has half that, but they also have cards that are half as efficient, then they're still going to be like the same as me, basically. You know, I'm going to be no better off than them. So yeah, you got to have the power cost to kind of factor in as well. But yeah, super efficient across the 6000 series. The fact that it can even beat the 170 CMP 170HX and the A2000, I believe, as well, which are, you know, supposedly known as the most efficient crypto mining cards. Yeah, all these 6000 series cards still beat them. So yeah, that's really interesting thing, because it just means that they probably won't get as much hash rate coming to them after the merge, and if they do, it will become unprofitable for NVIDIA cards and workstation cards and mining specific cards before it becomes unprofitable for 6000 series cards. So if you've got these cards and you're mining this coin, you might have a bit of an advantage when ETH goes proof of stake. I thought that was pretty interesting, to be honest. So yeah, these Raven and Ferro are definitely one that I'm gonna keep in the back of my mind for when it's needed. And yeah, the other thing to mention is the temperature. Absolutely amazing temps. Like, I'm in a warm room and the fans are at 22-23%. So I mean, there's only two cards there, so it's not like they're packed in heating each other up or anything, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty good cooling on there. And yeah, those are the settings. Again, if anyone wants to copy them, remember, if you're having any crashing problems, probably the most likely to be causing it is the SoC VDDmax, so increase that one. If it's just really crashing all over the board until you get like to like 1000 SoC VDDmax. Try lowering the mem clock down to 1070, and then dropping the SoC VDDmax back down. 850 is generally supported by every model of card, I believe. Memory voltage, I don't have too many dramas with, or the memory controller voltage. Core voltage was a bit more variable. There was some funny stuff with this where I'll like reboot the rig, and it will be at a different mega hash. Like obviously it's fluctuating quite a bit, but other times I just reboot it and it would perform better than it did the previous time, or worse than it did the previous time, even though it was the exact same settings. So I guess it'd probably average out eventually in the long run, but yeah, it did kind of confuse the testing a little bit. But yeah, at times I had this all the way up to 670 because it felt like it was getting better results, but then wasn't really sustainably seeing better results, so it was kind of hard to tell. Yeah, 1340 on the core clock. It used to be 1400 the last time I did this testing. I don't know if this is a change that has happened in an update, because I'm obviously using a much newer version of Team Redminer, and they did do optimizations for Ravencoin efficiency in that time. I don't know if this is one of the things that they changed, like made it so that you could have a lower core clock, because keeping in mind I'm not using R mode. R mode did not help at all. In fact, it increased the power draw even at like 1350 core clock. At least in my testing. I mean, there's still there's a chance there's like some method that I missed. So yeah, if you know something that I don't, leave a comment down below, and I'm always willing to test things if I can get better efficiency. But yeah, in my testing, I found it to be actually worse than without R mode, which is kind of unfortunate. I was hoping to get some better results from R mode, like across all the other algorithms, but yeah, we'll see how R mode plays out across some more algorithms as I continue to do the testing. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. I will just show the stats so we can have a look at the... So here's Kapow. Seems like both of the cards are fluctuating at similar hash rates. So when one's high, the other's high. When one's low, the other's low. I'm not entirely sure why. I have a feeling if I loosened up some of the millivolt settings, we might see a higher consistent mega hash, but we probably also have more power variability and potentially just a less efficiency due to higher power. So yeah, probably want to stick to these settings to keep the power more under control, because we've found these settings to be extremely efficient. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. So if this helped you in any way, leave a like, comment and subscribe to support the channel, and have a great day. See ya.